change the intro. By the way, there's a lot of things I say before the camera starts just to make sure that the sound is getting in so I can go in and edit later. Just a little behind the scenes stuff for you. Radical expressions part 3. What we're going to be talking about today is going over some of the properties that radicals have. So for example, let's say we had, let's do x times square root of x times the square root of y. Well, there is the product rule that says if there are two things being multiplied that are both radicals, you can actually put them under the same one. That even works for numbers too. This is very handy to know because there's going to be times when you need to split these apart. So and we'll come back to that later. For division, this is the quotient rule. I'm going to use the same square root of x over square root of y. The quotient rule says that instead of having them separate, you can put them together. So we have x over y. So those are two rules that are going to be very important, some of the examples that I got planned. Here we have an example, square root of 81a squared b to the fourth times 2a. What do you think we need to do first? Which rule do we need to use? Well, we're going to use the product rule to start with. So let's break these apart. Since this is where the multiplication is, this is where my break is going to be. I'm going to draw a dotted line there so I can clearly see that. So my first term here, 81a squared b to the fourth times square root of 2a. That looks like a 2, 9. I'm going to change that. 2a. There we go. Some of these I can actually take apart and get out of the radicals to simplify it even further. So square root of 81, we know that that is 9. A squared, well, that's just going to become a. Remember, what are we assuming whenever there's no numbers here or no symbols here? That's the positive. B to the fourth, the square root of b to the fourth is b squared times 2 and a can't be simplified any further, so we're just going to leave it as square root of 2a. So that would be our simplification of this equation here. You get the idea. Let's say we had, let me clear this out. And yeah, I want to clear it out. Change to black. Let's say we had an expression here, square root of 2x squared divided by 9y to the fourth. So here we're actually going to use two rules. Which two rules are we using? Well, first we're going to use the quotient rule. So let's break this apart. It's going to be 2x squared. That's all over. Divided by, ooh, got a phone call, but I don't need to take that. So it's going to be square root of 9y to the fourth. We can simplify this even further. So what rule are we going to use now? We're going to use our product rule. So we can do square root of 2 times square, I don't know what that is. That is a mistake. And just like Bob Ross, we don't make mistakes here. We make happy little trees. X squared, all that divided by, I'm going to go ahead and just square root everything here. Square root of 9 is going to be 3. Square root of y to the fourth is going to be y squared. And I think, yeah, I'm going to move down to this corner here. It's going to be x, because square root of x squared is x. Square root 2, all that divided by 3y squared. Ta-da!